What is up, guys? I hope you're all having an amazing day. If you guys are new here, consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, all that mess. Today, guys, we're going to be working on something a little bit different. You might see here I have an RSX seat and the NRG bucket seat and the EP3. I took the EP3 seats out just so I could have this RSX seat in here. Just kind of test it out. I was planning on selling the car, so I took my seats out. I was planning on putting the EP seats in my Integra because I really like those seats, but I was thinking I have this RSX seat and I have that NRG seat, and I was just thinking maybe I can tear the rail off of the RSX seat and fit it onto the NRG seat. And you guys might remember when I originally got the NRG seat, I was going to put it in the Integra, and I was trying to pull the rails off of the Integra seat, and it wasn't working out. So I just figured, I've seen it on like EP Hatch, the RSX forums, Honda Tech and all that. You can pull off the RSX seat rails pretty easy, and I was just wondering maybe if I can get them off today. I was gonna surprise Hope with that NRG seat. My plans have kind of shifted. Not really planning on putting that seat in my Integra anymore. I want to do something else, maybe a Bride or something, just because it's going to be a race car, and the NRG seat is nice. I love that seat, but I don't want to get it dirty. That's the main thing I'm scared of, because I already have gotten it dirty just with my greasy little fingers. So I thought Hope would enjoy that seat a whole lot more. She was wanting to get some pink NRG seats anyways, and I was thinking, well, she does a lot of things for me. She helps me out with my cars. I'm going to help her out and go ahead and give her that seat, which I am going to have a video with the RSX coming up soon. The only issue is I started the video and I just got really busy with, life. So I haven't been able to record any more of that video, but I'm free today. I thought if I can get this knocked out in one day, get it ready, surprise Hope with it, it'll be cherry. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and take this RSX seat. It's just 4 14mm bolts, so I have my impact and all that. Gonna pull that RSX seat out, see what I need to do to pull that seat rail off. Hopefully I can, even if I need to use a little grinder. I'm gonna pull that seat rail off so we can just have some stock seat rail sliders without having to buy them. You can buy them on different websites and all that. They're around 150 bucks or so, depending on the brand and if they're sliding and all that. But I just thought if I can do it the cheap way, which these are free RSX seats, they're not Hope's, they're free RSX seats, might as well just do that. So let's get started. Like I said, it's going to be 4 14mm on each corner of the seat. So as you can see, I have my Harbor Freight impact. There's the seat. Let's go ahead and start pulling those bolts out. Have the RSX seat out. It took like 30 seconds to get this thing out. The only issue is they're really fucking heavy. So don't know why they're heavy. The EP3 seats are literally the same seat. I think the main reason these are heavy is because they put leather and a whole lot more shit on them. So the EP3 seats are just bare. But we're gonna go and start looking at the seat rails and see what we can do to get it tore apart. As you can see, for the NRG seats, it's just adjustable base plates. It's pretty simple. This one looks a little bit bent. I'll have to see what's up with that. But I'm thinking I can just pull the actual rail sliders off of this seat and put them on. I'm just gonna have to figure out how to do it. I'm pretty sure that these are welded onto the base plate, which is what the this whole part is. It's the seat base plate. So I'm pretty sure they're welded on there. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can pull the actual sliders off and see inside of the rail and see if I can just get a better look. If I need to end up grinding it off, that's fine, but we're just gonna go and check it out. So I've been looking at this for a while now. I thought initially that I could take all these bolts out. There's 4 on each side of the seat. I originally thought I could take those bolts out and the seat rails would come out with the base plate, but that's not true. They're actually still riveted, whatever that is. It's attached to the rest of the seat, so I can't just take a rail with the base plate out unless I just start cutting stuff. So I think what I'm gonna do, I need to go get a grinding wheel and I need to charge that battery. But I think what I'm gonna do is just cut along that, see if I can pull the seat rail off. The only problem I might run into is I'm not sure how high the seat's gonna be, if it's gonna be high enough for Hope, because she's pretty little. She's like under 5 feet tall, and this seat is pretty low, of course, without the rails. I've tested it in this car, tested it in the Integra. It's just too low without the seat rails. I know with rails it'll probably add, I would say like an inch and a half maybe, which I hope is enough, because that's the seat at its highest setting. But what I might end up doing is just putting some spacers, maybe like some washers, to kind of give it a little bit more height. Of course, it would be better if I had some adjustable seat rails with the adjustment of the seat. It would make it perfect, but I just don't have that. So I think we're just going to end up going and getting a grinding wheel, charging the battery, cutting that shit off. So I got the EP seats back in the EP3. The only problem I have now is I don't have the charger for my grinder, my DeWalt charger, so I'm gonna have to go get that, charge the battery. It's probably gonna take a little bit, and I still need to go get some grinding wheels. But after that, hopefully I can get it done before sundown. If I can, perfect. If not, the surprise will have to wait, because the seat is inside. She's gonna see it. You know, it's a big ass pink seat, but I don't think she's gonna know that I'm putting it in there. We have talked about it, but I don't think she's gonna think, oh, he's putting that in my car. She probably thinks I'm moving it. So yeah, hopefully I can go ahead and get it done by tonight and surprise her with it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get all of that done. Alrighty guys, it's the next day. I wasn't able to get to cutting the seat rails off yesterday. I had other things to do. I went and picked up some cutting blades, charged the battery up, and I also got this step bit for my drill, because first I'm gonna try to actually drill some of the rivets out. It might be a little bit tough, so if that doesn't end up working, then we're just gonna start grinding. So yeah, but yeah, anyways, pretty much what we're gonna do, I have the seat back here in the backyard. Pretty much what we're gonna do is just, if you can see what I'm looking at, just cut the seat rails off. There are some rivets up underneath the sliding part of the rail that I'm gonna try to cut, or not cut, but drill into and try to just pop the rails off, because I don't want to end up accidentally cutting up the rails or making them fragile or anything like that. So I'm gonna have to go find my drill. But anyways, I'm just gonna go and get started on that. So I already found out the drill method isn't gonna work very well. It's just not time efficient. So we're just gonna move straight on to using the angle grinder, try to cut them off as clean as I can. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on that. So that is one side of the slider rail off. This side is being a little bit difficult, but we'll go ahead and keep on trying to get it off. I cut the outside part, don't know if you can tell, but I cut the outside part of the rail to get it, you know, detached. This side is just being difficult. It's a weird angle. This side was a little bit easier because usually when you cut with an angle grinder, you want sparks going down. On this side, they're having to go up. So I'm gonna see what I can do to make sure I can make them go down so they're not flying in my face. Alright guys, so check it out. Got the whole rail off. As you can see, I just kind of cut the like base plate off of the seat entirely. I'm gonna go and get these trimmed off and still get the bottom of the plate off of the rail so that I can have some holes already made to get into the seat brackets, and then after that we'll mount them onto the seat. I just found my biggest problem, that problem being that the only places I was thinking of putting the bolts in to the seat brackets from these rails were any of these, but I realize now that the whole rail sliding system is actually right underneath all of this. So if I put bolts through here, they either wouldn't go all the way through and actually get to the seat bracket, or what I'm really thinking is it's not going to allow the seat to slide, therefore making these useless as sliding seat rails. What I would need to do is get a bracket that sits up a little bit higher, something like this, like an L or something like that, to attach to the rails and then bolt onto the seat brackets, just so that this could all slide still, which of course I don't have a welder, not right now I don't, and I don't know what I would be able to use for this. So I'm gonna see what I can do to make this work. Even if these aren't sliding at first, we might eventually end up just getting sliding seat rails like some Brahms or something like that. I know a lot of brands make them for the RSX, EP3, Integra, all that. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Hopefully I can make something work so she can go and just get the seat in her car. If so, that'll be great. If not, she'll wait. Alright guys, so I've been working on this for a while now. These are the Energy seat brackets, and as you can see, I have some holes in the seat rails, but from what I've been trying to test fit on just one side of the rail and bracket, I can tell already it's probably not going to work out. I found an assortment of random ass nuts and bolts just out of my collection, and I've been trying to fit everything together. I don't think it's gonna work. I think the main thing is I'm having to put in a whole lot more work than I initially thought, and in my opinion, where it's at right now, I think it's more work than what the payoff is gonna give me. It's just more work than what the payoff is. I'm gonna keep going at it, see if I can make it look any better. I am on a split shift tonight, so I'm gonna have to go back to work here soon, but I'm just gonna keep on working at and see how far I can go and see if I can end up making it work. So yeah. Alright, so pretty much I figured out that the only way I'm gonna be able to make this work is if, oh my goodness, these things cannot stand up on their own at all. But the only way I could possibly make this work is if I take this whole top portion off, this whole top piece of metal, which would require me to take each one of these rivets out. As you can see, I've been trying to drill on a couple of them, but it's just not really getting through. The only way I was able to was with the grinder, and I don't know honestly if I really want to just cut all of that off. It's honestly a lot of work, you know, just to have some cheap ass seat rails. The other thing I could do is put some, see, it just fell over. The other way is if I put some washers on these holes that I made to space it up and meet the same height as all of that, and then it would sit flush completely. But with the nuts and bolts that I have, I mean, they have washers and all of that, but I'm not completely sure if it'll work. Honestly, I might just test that real quick and see what I can do with that method. If that'll work, then I think that'll be fine too. Plus, it'll add a little bit of height, which will be good for Hope. So I'm gonna go test some methods out, see what I can get done. Okay, so fast forward just a little bit, probably about 20-30 minutes, and the seat brackets are on the rails. Now the last thing I need to do is go ahead and, wow, I think if you guys notice this right here, this one's facing the wrong direction. I need to flip this one around. But anyways, besides that, I have them attached. Now the only thing I need to do is flip that one over, of course, and get the measurement. Since the rails are attached by the lock bar, I know how far, or I know the rails are in the right place, but the thing I need to know is if the plates or the seat brackets are in the right place, because they do have adjustment. As you can see, they can slide back and forth, which is where you need to attach them to the seat. So I'll go ahead and flip that one around, go grab the seat, and see where I need to move the brackets. Guys, finally, the rails are on the seat. They're on there as good as I could get them. Sadly, one of the bolts on the actual seat bracket, the bracket to the seat, was stripped, but I was able to get it in there. Don't know how it got stripped. I looked at the threads on the bolt, and one of them just looked like it had been locked. So I guess that's why it was kind of getting shredded a little bit, but it doesn't matter. The seat rails are on, and everything is measured up. I hope that it actually fits, like, in practice. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to put this seat in my car just for a demonstration. I just want to see what it looks like, honestly. I've had this seat for so long, and I'm like ready to see it in a car, especially my car. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull my EP3 seat out of the EP3, see how this thing looks. So the last thing I forgot on the bucket seat, this seat has something that this seat does not have. Can you tell? Can you guess? It's the seatbelt buckle. I do have the buckle from the other seat that I can put onto this seat. It won't be that hard. It's just, yeah, I just completely forgot about it. And Hope is a pansy. She wears a seatbelt. Good job, Hope. So I will have to do that, but right now I just want to get it in. Just want to see what it looks like. Plus, harnesses. Alright guys, and the moment that you have all been waiting for, the reveal. How does it look? I think that it looks badass. If that isn't the coolest thing ever, then I don't know what is. I think it's always so badass when you can look inside of a car, even though Hope doesn't have tinted windows or anything. It's like a fishbowl. But when you're able to look inside of a car and see a bucket seat with harnesses, cake. It's just so badass. And of course I just tested if it would hit the door on closing, and no. And this is a large. Hope is pretty small, and this is a large seat, but I sat in it, and honestly, wow, it's pretty high up, so I think she's gonna be just fine in this seat. And honestly, you may be wondering why I didn't put it in the EP3. That's because my impact ran out of battery, and I didn't feel like doing this a whole bunch of times. So it's in the RSX. That's all that matters. So with that, I think I'm gonna take a drive in the RSX, go ahead and adjust the seat how I would like it, and I guess just go. But anyways guys, thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all of that other shit. I'm gonna go and get out of here. You guys have a nice night. Peace out.